All right, ya mo bi acha obi yakwa bare pem e wo Lawson Tv e branya so say the weekly verdict e de bro ye call break na che momfa ncha yen na the football mundial na air course world cup no to that technicians no MC afo no nyina no omtimi ko pem location bi tam ba bedu na braba so management decided say that be yem pause kakra na fe world cup no hunso nsemi na yem famra enne ya se ye baba be dim command nsem ne dosu ye pa me a me di djuma de ho cha me di Owusuar Frank obi ba from Franko The Hitter sa so ena ade poku Emmanuel no ena executive producer for the show abranche e friend owura wo ha sa so na chulogo su abranche de di Ere Steven mu nyina wo ha mo boa say ye furu ba koma na fe di djuma de nyina e di abro ensem ne dosu there be am come say today I might be in your good books. You might be happy with me. Because and then Franco can't mammy, but be a person or a honor or coca. Or tina mechanism for maybe I'll go to a different tangent. In some mechanic you might not be happy with it. Where can a Franco come in said who ye that be a come see the truth is a better pill. No cry back and ebia and then on him by arguing or tina on him arguing. But truth always stand. No cry back there be a baby said you might yasia. Tredium ponyango pony judgment in Edemano. And then I may catch or say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He lead me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me, and rod and thy staff they comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. There be am say jumadi we your friend konofe kono e twa ni mu twa akire e se kan. It is our duty and responsibility as journalists to enlighten the ordinary Ghanaian. We have to educate the ordinary Ghanaian. Ya juma ye say you might even have a soft spot for a political party. NDC you have to speak truth to power no matter your political affiliation. And then you baby dim come and say dos ye pa. Now what you nsem bebre asisi. Ensem bebre asisi. Now oko PM e Supreme Court a man for call for the interpretation about delegate system. Say ni poko to abi na etimi koko to about etimi a presidential candidate for a party. And one some to say Supreme Court court na say no on the interpretation about there no more come say any card bearing member of a political party in good standing e so mutimi man kwama etimi to aba ye be wuram na etimi disan komo no. Now what you assemble ko Ghana ha amanfo kasa fa hu ye pa any former Maslock boss mami anidi ere said na tamaklu mami amanfo ba sha no so a na ona na Maslock for CEO e ho nsensem bae e mani kopiem court e kopiem court no mami ka so wo tu kwan akwa aba okwa wa mabiem enti nensem no ye try in absentia ye wie ye no high court no ka asem bi high court no ka asem bi e ho nsem kosi sen mami no wo US ade be yan fa ne ma oba bedru ye no ye se ade kwa kopiem e wo prison kopiem na so ankwa kopiem na no oda ye dati ye ni a the appeals court and so added for fraba the all can say mami and did study can see high court now or no more nyadwen enti no mami no or acquitted and discharged and one some to say you be was ansem num na de ni na e de ba amanfo so ba shane so a en chai his excellency John Dramani Mama Constitutional Review Committee or power so amon tenas near him Ghana constitution say betimi aboa ama Ghana tima foreign to padi afra ye koya nim no ma bi wo ye say ye no ma bi onya say ye e bia ministers no won sam to say a whole lot of issues and a course so and ye be bo wuram na de hun sam nyina e de abrel and so wachi waya kifo akasa BC for na won sam to say or mo ya failure mo data na won sam to say when in say mebre ne ye dey brought live on Lawson TV. We call this show the weekly verdict. From now equals 12 o'clock noon I'm going to be your pilot. I'm going to fly you and then some the door so you be once na fedi nsem na Eddie Abro medical catcher say executive producer for the show Ade Poku Emmanuel say so and owura mu nyina e wo ha me so dey di Owusuar Frank obeti my friend Franko The Hitter. Now let's zoom into action yem wansem num na yem fan sam Emerald. Now no yawa and the appeals court at the bar said my man at the sudden nam tamaklo former CEO at the man Maslock. Many more can say court to say the woman is acquitted and discharged. Ya acquitted no at discharge no. Now let me take you through the history of this particular story. Now from 2013 equals 2016. Now my man at the sudden nam tamaklo was the chief executive officer at the man the Maslock. And my me yajuma ano okonenim. Now in 2016 Ghana's go for election On the 7th of December, the new patriotic party comes into power. On the 7th of January 2017, His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Ghana. And the Chelsea Ghana Hano, now he has that obligation, that power to appoint over 6,000 Ghanaians into every sector of Biako. And the Mami Afeni said in Tamaklu because she was coming from the John Mahama administration. No, Maslok boss, no, ye Jan Kwaiso Wonko. And to acquire no, the new president comes on board. At Chobashan was the coming in alcohol, Equia Jumaho. Now, more Kosuna and Katasamo Kosuna, and no Musa debut, no matter Kosa Sano man, and Sadam Konkain, and they are not happy about how things are going. And the Iyoku, and conducting investigations into it, they gave to the appropriate quarters in money now. They went deeper into the matter, and Omo said there be, Oman was not be Akoso under the tenure of Madame Sedinam Tamaklu. Quite of us or Yen, they have issues with it. They see said there be. I said there are some problems here. Yes, identifying the problem is part of the solution. So they have to fix the problem. And issues now Accra High Court, among formation is one. A sentence my man did said nam Tamaklu, Eric 10 years. Now listen to this. Justice Efia Sewa Asaribochi. At that time, Saja Jamaican Asemi, no ye appeal court judge. But this particular woman was given additional responsibility to come into the High Court to sit on cases, on matters. It's of national interest. So to me, no any experience, any exposure. When you know what me bench, what my year channel. She comes in and makes us wait me abwa. I'm a be to me akonkan. And my me any justice Efia Sewa Asare Boche or no. Mom na etina case ni so. Now among for bashan so. Now this particular case, my me friend said nam Tamaklu. Eka so on tiapo. And the side of person to me kwa man on it me kwa sana ho yare. No sign ba. Ma me je tumu sa yare yemfa ni agro. Da bia mpayfo kwa kasa yesu say yare. And se ma me ntia pode a ye ma ne kwama ma me ntimi nko for medical health care no mra. And I said nam Tamaklu kopie mo US of A. Ma mi beba ye fred court case ya ma mi ma na judge ne say dia kosu die I'm going to try Sadinam Tamako in absentia. The person who can say the counsel or the lawyers of Sadinam Tamako can come to court. They can argue their cases. They can bring out the articles and everything. But Mamino was so new as Yebeka. Mamino, so I bear principal witness 1, principal witness 2, so I bear defendant, so I bear plaintiff or new what as some year can't no. And the judge in the castle, the lawyers of Sadinam Tamako agree to it. I can say, okay, Sadia, or the Mamma, young training absentia. Now, case no, Kosunana. Now, if you look at the state needs from the coin and say, if you look at Sadinam Tamakwa, no, any woman be a Sanoman or yen, and Mama Ghana is falling into a permanent. This woman was given a position as the chief executive officer at Mamaslo. Now, if you look at the position, no, Nyana, he says she will think about the interest and the welfare of Ghana. No, the woman was thinking about a different thing. Come about first of it, the other Shannon who say Tamlin the Bush for and an organ. And you know, the Iyoko and the investigative bodies and then the Attorney General have to make sure say they have to get a fine case to present it at court. And if you look at Sadinam Tamakwa and some of the court, one, you say causing financial loss to the state. Causing financial loss to the state. 2, stealing. 3, conspiracy to steal. 4, causing loss to public property in contravention of the procurement, public procurement law. And to hear cases, the one cases makumakunum. Now cases makumakunum. Omodi asemwa. Na asem no mo ba bewie no. And na judge ne say, "Mami a friend said nam Tamaklu. No more ye no. Any the lawyers no be aka no. Now if you look at this particular woman na ne count nko e de bone makumaku 78. 78 count. And Mami a friend said nam Tamaklu. Ye de born. Now if you look at this particular woman and no man be oye no areho. Kantamanto. Ejato. Any say there be a sense of maslok no, a some for problems for makom no, we have to relieve them. And the relieve more ye more muskabi says cano, one chem for man call for no ma this kind of problem. Scano say beko say unko and ebu achibidin. Scano say beko say enko ebu achibidin. Mami koto cars, as I koto mobile phones. Ghana dear minim dear, and we are for now. If I buy mobile phones in bulk, o Tony bebreba ade na yete so the mount. But surprisingly, omo check ye no, na the woman has inflated the prices of the mobile phone. Mobile phone no, se ka so be inflate price na. Sa ade na 5 Ghana cedis a, wa ni 10 Ghana cedis en chobo bi wo akire. O pe bibia di e wo akire. Eni sa asemi e ko buy. E ko piem e wo court. Now if you look at the kind of figures a year can, it be a 1.7 million. Now if you look at causing financial loss to the state and stealing and then quite 1.7 million Ghana cedis. 1.7 million. Now misappropriation of monies for fire victims in our Cantamanto. Inflation of prices of vehicles and phones. Now I'm going to tell you one funny story. In 2014, my mere friend said the name Tamaklo, the CEO at Maslow. As I make it. This particular woman, any uncophobia from about Tampa savings and loans away. Did you maybe? Now in 2014, or the kind SNE sky 150,000 the common. Say unconforming fanya juma, nanconform the year juma, they will pay an interest on it. Or here no said Debbie. Sir, there are a loopholes and portholes in the system. Then I can go through the system and make sure say the person be a meeting here. This particular woman transferred 500,000. 500,000. Every comma about Tampa savings and loans. Amount for person is away July 24th in 2014. 24th of July 2014. Or the ADB check in a transfer sales canon. Every comma about Tampa savings and loans. What the more we know. And no catch you say the interest rate on the 500,000 no, 24%. In the current 24%, no, the board of directors and the management of about Tampa savings and loans have to go into an encourage meeting. When we are meeting, you know, and almost I reply my men catch and say the 24% number many cash or money, no, the business, it is going to be a bad business for them. And yes, idea they want to reverse the 500,000 through the check process and give it to the mammy and they said, now listen to this. Now we are dealing with corporate settings. We are in the corporate world. Lawson is a corporate settings. If Lawson want to engage Obapa, episode no Obapa didn't in the corporate settings where say a check any of them Obapa for now. For us to get a corresponding entry and whereby auditors bar omomre and a corporate settings no. I see a reverse check no through the same account and give it to you. Send them Tamaklo catch you say on the derby. On pescan in check, she wanted on a physical basis or person who's can say liquidity nikitano. And about for one on August 28, 2014, and a batch of total filling station said nam Tamaklo free and paying for or more about Tampa savings and loans. I catch you almost a scan on Famra. She called the board chairman for Tampa savings and loans, and the board chairman have to drive. Akobachona filling station ho and 100,500,000 Ghana cedis at the mama. I want to ask a very simple question. Scanning your sika. Now you wanted to offer a credit facility at the mobile Tampa savings and loans for them to do business and come and pay an interest of 24% on the 500,000. You know I'm saying Debbie 500,000 no 24% no mun to mean to ya. And it's a dem proper panic kitawa. You tell them to go to ADB bank and then debit the account and credit master for an account. Or so there be only scan on first scan and I will share the board chairman at the mouth about Tampa savings and loans. I will bat on a filling station, total filling station, no koji scan. Now, per the checks of Iyoko and the auditors, almost say they couldn't see any single transaction and they tell us about Tampa savings and loans. Any kind of business because it was not captured. Handing over notes any. So I was asking, say 500,000 ever here. Now you have to write to say about Tampa Ford by telling them say na some na because some catch them say scan on the mama in physical in liquidity form, not in a check form. I'm say hey, now the answer na ekoso yi. And to tie the judge ne kan ya. Judge ne say or to any public official be careful. Due diligence should be at its best. You should think about the interest and the welfare of Ghana. That was what the judge said. Oh yeah. No, as my friend studied name Tamaklu. I didn't know why or no as a judge. that the law rests in her bosom no ono o ka kire ne say ade na waye no ya na wo Ghana for no ase and as idea on money 10 years so Sadinam Tamaklo was tried in absentia no ni ha and nasem no ekopiem say 10 years e ba asawie ye no amanfo be sane so a now the Attorney General Department through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have to write an official complaint to the US by saying say Ghana ni bia no oye aban adwuma oye government appointee no oye master of four boss wo ba be ye adwuma na adwuma oye wiye no Ghana court, a court of competent jurisdiction, a high court to say ye angel 10 years and jabesremo e be ya maame no momanemra. So in April 6 2024 the woman was sentenced to 10 years 10 years July 2024 ena omo treye e court say maame no eso mutima edeneba for extradition. And if you look at Ghana submitted a formal extradition request to the US on July 2024. January 6, 2026, US Marshals for arrested Mameno and placed her in custody in Nevada. Now take this. You're placing in custody, no? And you say they have to do proper checks. They have to make sure that they have to go in depth. Make sure that no man or more and yes, be a case be here, man. I caught a cabinet jaw. They have to do deeper investigations about it, and they did deeper investigations about it. And to move here, no, the Attorney General, no, actually, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, they have a case, and they said nam tamaklu. Nyanko ponya aduma on June 9, 2026. Mameno yereba be pay Ghana. So the woman was extradited on the June 9th, 2026. And our mammy friend said the name Tamaklu. He didn't pay more Ghana. Now, the Makachoning no your facts and a womb. I'm going to tell you the political aspect. As some way, you look at the law, then you look at the politics of it. And to be able to be take emotions out, take sentiments out. Let's deal with the matter. Young we who say Ghana for, and we should never allow politicians to fool us. They should not play with our conscience and intelligence. When the NDC was in opposition, the kind of things that they say, they are going to protect the public purse. John Mama talk about accountability. John Mama saw about making sure say no more be a cost when you papa biano, he will go after those kind of people. And over Sunday one, whereby already did John Mama cry Orano, I said it was even unconstitutional because at that time he wasn't the president, not a president elect. But because of his commitment and zeal to fight against corrupt issues in the Ghanaians, we were happy. And the NDC at that time, they were enjoying goodwill. So I gave you a piano. Now Ghana phones that be able to more. Now we are going to deal with the politics aspect of Sadinam Tamaklo case. Now Sadinam Tamaklo comes to Ghana June 9th, 2026. Obedu yeno. Obian himself Sadinam Tamaklo. Ebi Sadinam at the prison. Because the woman you are convicting no. A chance of what could do 10 years in prison. And to be June 9, 2026, no. Odu kotokana ya dine second near the mamena kwa PM prison. To our biggest surprise, there's one man called Franklin Kujo. Imani. And Franklin Kujo beka say information is available to him. Or no Franklin Kujo no. Mamina friend said the name Tamaklu or no prison. Or under house arrest. And he said name Tamaklu or no prison. House arrest mom no da. Or cast us and we no. And the Minister for Information. The Minister for Information is the official mouthpiece for government. And there be I come say, I'm the special aide for James Kwesi Appiah. I don't have any personal view to talk about Kwesi Appiah. Assembly American Biano, the official view of Coach Kwesi Appiah. And the Bia betimi aba, na obi akoka but se Franko Bia no koka I'm not a separate entity from Coach Kwesi Appiah. The information minister no, officially speaks on behalf of government, and the assembly of Kabiano will take his abiding moment akasa. Franklin Kudwo Kano on the 18th of June 2026 say said the name Tamaklo now more than February Chabano or net prison or house arrest or career ya or can around 10:30 a.m. around 2 p.m. and our fellows of Osukachikas are as Franklin Kudwo Kano as official spokesperson for government or catch there say my mere friend said name Tamaklo no or the prison near si bo any boye yenim de yenim say abuga pele kwada prison no dansa wam yenim de yenim say we da prison ha no wo na no ada chema wuntumi a say oda prison yenim say dansa wam na said nam Tamaklo no he fan oda prison ben oda. Now listen to the response from the information minister. What say onya prison for PRO as ma make it onya prison for PRO and onya prison for PRO no wonim ba bia said nam Tamaklo that Jesus Christ obedu kwam obi anso ba bedru people were pressing the past government and the current government for collaborating in bringing inside nam Tamaklo obaba bedru Ghana no said the nam Tamaklo yesi de ne kwa akotu afiase enfie makomakudu prison ben woko okonsa wam okwa ankafo okwa kentampo okwa wanchi prison ben minister ne so onim prison kura woko eho na manfo start raising suspicions asema Franklin Kudwo Kano sa asem le betima enokre. I'm taking you back. I'm giving you the political aspect in this particular matter. Papa be a fan Martin Pebu. Whether we like it or not, whether he's a neutral person or is not a neutral person, Obiani say or short forth for the NDC, short forth Obiani. People even label him to even be an NDC person. This is a legal brainer. Or we in-depth knowledge about the law. Or Kasembi. About said nam Tamaklo Asemia. Or say, or tut said nam Tamaklo for say, or pa omra, or ba, na so be 1991, na se de ne tuma, na ban be you know. And I said, Jesus Christ. And yenya breso o man. Or ka sa asem you know. I don't go video no amon fama me. The minority, they raised some concerns before I said this kind of thing. It was about a month ago. My South MP, he's one person when it comes to the law. Emra, he's an astute lawyer. What practice yate. He's an international lawyer. He made a certain kind of statement. Now some cannot be himself go be named or kadidi. Or be against papa ipanadena oye. Now I want to tell you something. Or can't ask me, you know. I don't watch a video no more audio no. Now Mount Fontaine someone at that time the N people the minority said in relation to Tamaklo Asemo
assurance she has been given is that they are going to work around the clock to have the decision overturned. I am a lawyer and I don't know how it is going to be done. Government is the only one that can say so, but this is the assurance they have given her. But we want to sound a word of caution to government. The Ghanaian people are watching us very closely as political class. They are tired of the way and manner we protect or government protects their own when it comes to corruption and corruption related cases. Ghanaians are tired. They can't have it anymore. We must be seen to be acting on corruption and not protecting our own. That has been the trend with this government since it assumed office. It filed nolli prosequa in cases in respect of cases which members of the NDC were standing trial, and now it is playing games with the conviction and the sentencing of Sedinam Tamaklo. Indeed, by preventing her from serving the prison term for the 15 days that she has been in Ghana, government has interfered with a lawful order of a court of competent jurisdiction, and that is contempt of court. And the government will only do that because Madam Sedinam Tamaklo is one of its own. And that has been the trend. That said, we want to state that we are going to keep an eye on the matter. We are going to keep an eye on the matter. The trend cannot be that anytime an NDC member falls foul of the law, the person is protected and the person is prevented from or secured from facing the law. We are keeping an eye on the matter. And that she has been given assurances. Another assurance she has been given is we can categorically state that until yesterday, the 24th of June, Madam Sedina Tamako was not in prison custody. And so from the 9th of June when she arrived to the 24th of June yesterday, she was not in prison custody. That is a matter of record. Again, she was only sent to prison custody, as I said, on the 24th of June, 15 clear days. And that was why the Minister for Interior could confidently come out yesterday. And so if you observe, following her return, the communication was by the Minister for Communication. And that had a lot of controversy. And that media kept pressing. And yesterday, when she was admitted into prison custody, that was when the minister.
All right, so this is the minority talking. Now the minority are raising concerns about issues about Sedina Tamaklu. Me lawyer ni. You can either like me or hate me on this particular matter. I want to be blunt. I want to be explicit on this. Philosopher kwacha nkano kranchire. Philosopher kwache wan kano kranchire. The NDC, they were hiding something. They were hiding something. Me say minim die. Minim say Victor Solomon kodem. Minim die abuga pele koda prison. Prison omo koda enya it was known to the ordinary Ghanaian of the no be. Now the Minister for Information, official mouthpiece for government, he be say Sedina Tamako prison ben and order was only prison for PR. Was only prison for PR. And from the 9th of June or by this woman no need prison. Or here for 15 days. Now when pressure started mounting, say Ebano, and he said he didn't quite copy prison. Ghana ni ne ko wia body a. Akwa bi ne ko first kabia. Na say ni ko prison. Obeka just man house arrest. Yam fam ma no. Today bia me come say Ghana no the politicians they always play with our conscience and intelligence. When John Mama was in opposition, nipa ba kwa yam one or Ghana ha e abna sisira da pa. Time on any breeding asam ko pie mo court. E ka say ni sika ira. Ghanaian say sanitation sika no wadwan wadi. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo write official letter to her. My minister so won't mean when you resign. Akufo say I know you better. Me so won't mean yes no. Ghanaians went after Akufo. They say Akufo was trying to be a clanning agent. He's jumping before the gun. Assembly court of competent jurisdiction. The special prosecutor say who prima facie case who locus to the court. And at that time, go and listen to the comments. And this is for Kafo Run, he didn't another than Kwakufado. I can send me. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mama Bayan, Orbano, or catch say, he's going to protect the public press. Or catch say, Obama and call for a accountable. There be a come say, in accounting, if you be going concern. Meaning some marking or more here, only accounts for bank phone. I must say, if you look at going concern, you inherit assets and liabilities. When John Mama went to opposition in 8 years, and Kofubu no mu ye adwuma. Some Kofubu no mu ye adwuma no. Now if you look at Akufo government nearby now, they saw 1 or 2 issues with them. They sent them to a court of competent jurisdiction. On the court. Eka say court no mu ni omo nkomo. Because no do ho ma ya enkoye. His Excellency already dey John Dramani Mama bayi. John Mama bayi cases ni twetwetwa ni nyinam. See, near Bracer, we are fighting corruption. And can say John Mama Jai, any attorney general, any Jai. None can send court no. Then court no internase to make a final determination of the matter. But the Attorney General say, well, discontinue cases, you know. I'm going to mention the kind of figures involved in this kind of issues for you. Figures are a woman. Now, who be a or a crab? If you look at Agongo, any opuni. Now, Agongo, any opuni Kwasika. Yes, Agongo, any opuni and Kwasikano. It's around 217 million Ghana cedis. 217 million Ghana cedis. Yes, Dr. Stephen Opuni, and he said, Agongo, cocoa fertilizer. That case was a serious matter. A copy more court when you're sending you, or run the added Dominicani, and then in court for there be a some no money or money interest be a woman, they have discontinued the case. Or end this in there be a come say corruption, no. The new they pan say people around you, people you sit and eat and dine with them, your family people, no, those people who are close allies to you, no. If you're not able to fight them, you cannot fight anybody. Obaya. Eno puni case wasi wetwam among for is one Saglam housing project Ghana boka over 200 million US dollars 200 million US dollars that time minister no warrior Collins Dauda mama war position no ba brother pa die no mo kan brother pa die o ba ye na Attorney General na ka je say there bi sa asem wetwam oni interest wom o ye ndisi ni ejide onu ankasa ne nkofo no asa o prosecute mu a na ye ne ya Dr. Kwamnado for among information of Dr. Kwamnado for the Republic versus Kwamnado for and 7 others Unibank collapse 663.3 million Ghana cedis 663.3 million Ghana cedis or catch say he's going for a plea bag go bet 60% of the 663.3 I'm asking you saying what here saying what here these are things I see beside him where a dozen his asset John Roman Mama Boban in Kofu Dr. Ernest Thompson John Hagan Mensa and Peter Ivo on Senate 14.8 said the name Tamaklu over 18 million Ghana cedis Scabby and Chandy today you are going after MPP people as a uncle for disca you want to prosecute them. You want to put them behind jail. These are people and so jama asema court determine asem no. Jaiso court determine asem no. Mami kan kire. The NDC, the goodwill that you enjoyed from 2025 over no, that goodwill na era. Goodwill. Man for jina oh ye bia o. E na munya botama mama. Munya botama mama cannot go after his own people. Said the name Tamaklu. Said the name Adeba kwa me yan say. The Attorney General, General my Ghana say, it has come to my attention. Hey, Jesus Christ. Attorney General, we are talking about 18 million Ghana cedis asem. Asem ko PMU our appeals court, no. There was no representation. The Attorney General wasn't around. His team wasn't around. Was so and when noticed. Jesus Christ. Oh, and when you notice say, Yababe catch then say, Mammy a friend said them Tamaklu Jano. This is the Attorney General talking. Attorney General, hey, also it has come to my notice, my attention. We are talking about over 18 million Ghana cedis. Go and make sure say you protect the interests of Ghana. Then you come back to tell us it has come to your notice. Meaning you not physically there, not present day. Not present day. Now, what the course we are? Listen to what the appeals court said. I'm say the woman is acquitted and discharged. Me, I say me can. I say me nkosi hwi biem. Maamena ye jana no ye na wie Ghana ye ntimi nchini ntumu biem. I'm telling you. Maameno ye na wie Ghana ni bia hwem na no pa bia. Fashion with him said the government of Ghana cannot do anything about this. They will play with their intentions. They will play with our conscience. I want to ask. After me no me come say kabiem. After Martin yenti na me friend tokunu no mo person obet na ho. Me tokunu. Former Chief Justice tokunu. After ma hu yenti na mo person tokunu bet na ho. Because if you go to the appeals court, the panel and panel now o me judges no motena no eye chief justice na yiba. I want to ask tokunu eye chief justice ti asma me kan yo chief justice ena wakwa panel judges ba ko miensa ena 3 judges na kase da bi ma mi asem no odi no omo kafa no enya no kran kan you see how people go after her sa asem scan ko pemo Supreme Court eye chief justice na na ben panel no be sane panel de aba who na chief justice no chief justice no na yi no who brought in the chief justice me say ade wey eye rehearse well calculated and executed yes not them say ade ne chechire pa bonipo yie ye bonipo ye ne ba be senafi ye wie how you Ghana how do you feel we are Ghana new how do you feel then me catch them say asemati me kan me say World Bank say annually Ghana corruption can kwa ye 3 billion Ghana cedis 3 billion no 3 billion US dollars 3 billion US dollars no let's convert it into cedis near the kind of projects about my no kroma where I want you to go and listen to an astute lawyer wabin pa lawyer Kwame Adofo. He's one person who understands the constitution, he understands the law. Appeals court ruling nearby, you know. No one Kwame Tanko Dinkomo. Yented your kind.
Ano, ya ne hu hia sabri bia ne se ye camera semwa ye nya omo ne omo dinkomo. Lawyer Kwame Adofo a private legal practitioner. Me konne dinkomo kaka. Lawyer anopei me mo ache mo akwaba.
Yeah, you have so voice no chi kaka.
Okay, bajo say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Me jidi sa pomu ye.
Me ho ye. So jidi say mo so mo ho ye.
Yen so ye ho edin. Bia kama me te onka na che me hu na che.
Pa, dan say running ma fe ni aba legal vacation ti afe ni ye be free kakra.
Okay.
Na di man dos.
Anya hwe ya me ba chambers mrepam.
Mo.
Me ba me ye din komo. Ai. Lawyer anopa ye din komo kakra ni ade na ye be di ka fa free ni say me very much aware say mama said nam tamakro case ya omo de awie a sentence no ene ho nsa bi nyina no odu ani de ache enra de see wo appeals court no as a lawyer many bebre di nkomo off air there I say ebinim nwanwa ebinim feel say the law is the law any idea how now we taking over and say enra de see wo appeals court in general no
many am mentia wo chief no ahefo ni mo biachi enra me tis ya overturning is the conviction is sentence no I'm court to them my phones no ring is we pay them some money about say you know you know so na me pay abontin no actually I'm court to them let me nya on my phone statement released by the Attorney General say it has come to his attention say Jano no be appeal what I'm saying hold on Attorney General asemi here see no now kra na ni ho afa na social media amana about attention that's very strange because Attorney General should be in the known especially a case of this magnitude and so if you know my imagine say are there fixed matches because one also fixed matches your fixed matches wo in law no more fixed matches bit bia me katabani na wa me ashegu and now me fali bibi ko me respond na judge na gina so dia buotia o eti no na ma me suspicious more but at least when you ruling na be kind is having middle page 69 binyanya the actual grounds untia omde discharge ma me no and the details in there, I'm not in a position to tell you. Now, the aiming on back on the say, what was the appeal no file in 2024?
Yes.
Now, 2024, no, Attorney General, you answer, no. how? So I file appeal 2024. Bailey Banco Sevo. Copy of the appeal now Attorney General. I am very, very suspicious. Secondly, who file appeal here? Just file and then one do. You will be a friend settlement of records. I send it Obia copy. Who file appeal now? I send you a form. It's like a form. So on this date, brah, respondent on this date, umna mishia. Yes, settle record no. If you record no, since 2024, you have settle record no. Copim said 2026 you have settle record nana. I am very suspicious. For 2024 no, who file almost immediately no. Yes, send them a form someone in Amra on this date to be a file appeal. And the appeal no on this date to be Amra. Na settle records. You can't settle records. Record ban the Franko appeal, because the viewer are hearing notice, no news, and maybe necessary. Here the record appeal. And you can't settle record. A just both parties. A beba. I mean, settle records. Not 2024. Ubia the home. Say Ubia ya appeal. I mean, settle records. I mean, pushing documents and me the court of appeal. Now. You see, I said this year, and now my file nema. That makes it very suspicious. And as I said, me go to America.
Okay. Memo carry na mami ye we say some from free one entiasi ye say. It's obi person ye appeal in a criminal case. A time frame now.
Yes, what time? 3 months plus 3 months, but you can come for leave. So what me and Fali within the time frame, you can come for extension of time to appeal. Usually the court grants it. I don't know so they make out here.
Me to answer, but I don't know.
What time no so?
3 months no so. So also 3 months. 3 months no so. Now one to be and call for appeal no. You can go to court to ask for more time, yes sir.
Extension of time, yes.
And also the court will bet you how many months?
Oh, and they are not usually a short time. So okay, file it within 7 days because we call the notice of appeal.
Okay.
Attach it 2 years, file within 7 days or file within 14 days.
So me understanding is let's assume say. So first 3 months na mremu no ema me akonya say metimi appeal no manye na another 3 months aba 3 months almost a year and over na manya still can I go to court for extension of time?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And so my reason here we are out of time. Say so be hired na kotuma wonu kura ni judgment no kura wo nya copy. We this ka kura the application. And use the two of Virginia, the court can give you extension of time to appeal it.
I see. But sir Obi Akwako J I make you I call it for appeal there. Definitely there are we one SSNK you evidence to it say indeed Obi movie for Nikesa
exactly. And a settlement of record almost settled on the bank. Can Ben Womunina Kushia Muko settle record no. Attorney General is winning more. I don't know if they make out here.
Me too, I say.
Because at least Attorney General must have known or must have been given a copy. Now, indeed, yes, I heard you. For filing appeal in 2024, how come Attorney General didn't know anything about the appeal? How come all of a sudden we know that he filed it in 2024? Can't bear no more settle records too. Can't bear a court no council key to be actual written submissions, bruh. Some I see business home questions. Yeah, simple. Unless say notice of appeal no, we will wait me at BBH so.
So Attorney General say we'll move a step further. Now you could challenge appeals court. Can something better come out of it?
No, Master. Do you believe that? Do you believe that?
Attorney General, no,
Attorney General, case, so you did not even know about it. Computer social media now, your attention has been drawn to it. That's what you guys over chase we through the appeals to the Supreme Court. Do you believe that?
Okay, so
Kwam Tanku, any lawyer, and a aiding Kumui. Then, near bizarre questions. We want to look at the legal exercise about this particular matter. Wow, you're Ghanaian, you hear me? Ghanaian, you team me. How do you feel as an ordinary Ghanaian? How do you feel? How do you feel as an ordinary Ghanaian? A Ghana force can you come once more? The Attorney General said, my attention I've gotten a notice, my attention. The Attorney General was not in court. And I'm making lawyer so can. Attorney General in court too. And once he had born a man say, said the name Tamakula Semno, appeal course a boy to I want to ask, almost when we are appealing in 2024. Given at that time, the current Attorney General, the sentiment proceedings nibi, a then, FIH, corresponding entries being a course. Me say, if you go to China, Zempen, only a president of China, Korea mount for work because of corruption. Ghana, no, they be come say, unless we get stiffer punishment for people. Stiffer, right? Yeah, MPP ni NDC in some funa ye no kroma, bibi MPP, bibi NDC. There be a same be a MPP NDC who be ano. We lose the relevance of the matter. Asana ira. Mobi mo kwonu se sia. Oniska MPP for nye choboy MPP for ji asem fa so nipa no so diskana mpampa say court trial no ne de nipa ne tum you see political colors coming. This is Ghana for you. Ghana ni say na akwakoye. How do you feel as ordinary Ghanaian? Say over 70 to 80 million Ghana cedis scano a court of competent jurisdiction here high court to say ma me nko dem 10 years. Appeals court in there, the law is a law, but you look at the political aspect. The lawyers can speak their common language. We care less about it. We look from a different arena, a different tangent. A different tangent. Hey, they want this company, not the assassin movie. They want this guy. What this guy? I try, no? You will be a court of competent jurisdiction in a court 10 years. Na maminya maye na matimpebu mu coach no matimpebu wo sora wani abre wo ka ora ho wo sora wani abre for accountability nanu Manase Azuri was it is so shameful and so scary. Manase Azuri owie ya na tatuchi kata so beto so the law is the law emra no ye mra Ghana ha no so wunya asem na wo one political party na so what man what power they will never come after you. They will never come after you. Yet Kroma, and after I was when we call you 51.2 million Ghana cedis. It is 510 billion. 510 billion. Best in a cosi say. And I wire me, and I wire me, and I wire me. I'm going to tell you, wire me. You did 2 million in a year. A cosi say. Unless we get stiffer punishment, may that be a come say. Or be about 1 minor crown, and they should send the person to the foreign squad. Young for Mobi. If China need Japan, if you go to Asia, no money are brave fight to corruption. If they are able to do it, we are not better than them. We are not better than them. And we are in this in us. One case only so wakumum. Adena akosoro. It is not a good exercise for your party. You know it. You know the reality. I'm telling you the truth. You know it. We said yes, you know. I'm party name Kwankai. Because your party campaign on the cardinal principles against corrupt issues. We are going after this kind of people. The second kind of mama researching Ghana. You making sure somewhere obi a this guy obi a say be at the pano. You never kwa now his excellency John Dramani mama kasa ka corruption you nya ho asem. And then see. And then me asema Attorney General ne kai kwa ne san mesre. Wow, hear me now no pa bia just close your mind. My man, I friend said, "Nam Tamakron, ye jano. Young funny way. She had a quarter to 2,000 times, 3,000 times. Said Nam Tamakron, ye jano. Because it was well rehearsed, calculated, and no man executed at the end very simple. They care less what Ghanaians will say. Mo kasabe na watch baako na watch me na watch me ensa etu atwa. Do you know what we are doing? We are opening windows and avenues to bring out corrupt people to be in public offices. In public offices. In public offices. Because at the end of the year, Ghana ni be bounce oh. So me bana se mitimi diska class de misipe na se man ban power sanity. I feel sad for Ghana. Me ra ho. Ghana say they see koidia. We don't have a future. It's exactly 23 minutes after 11. Oh, I'm live on TV. We call this particular show the weekly very live on Lawson Tv. And to be already piano, meme the bia. A boa come between the hours of 10:30 and 12 o'clock. You want 7 and 7 at the bro. None your why and a Supreme Court at the interpretation by. The interpretation here for them. And come on, ye didn't say. And pay for me and sa. Or a friend in Yama, or ready at from Pom Boating, and a doctor Nawutamaklu, Echo Pimo Supreme Court. They went to make sure, say, no matter what I cross or political parties anymore, to more times in they feel and think that it's a bad thing. That delegate system, they have a problem to it. Nipa kumabi no makwa kwatenase omo tenase wi am se da bi ye do owura na eba ti say nipa kuma no kwatenase di owura ba na afegana fo nya akwakoto omo so aba da bi obi wo so ye MPP ni anti disade a se mitimi to se da bi unya delegate ye se fre bi delegate unya delegate uni hu kwan se wo to bi so owura ye furniture owura di ade nya wo tamaklu ene Mr Nuama ene owura di Dr Professor Frimpong Boatem kopie mu e Supreme Court. They wanted to seek for the interpretation. Say, you have a political party. Near do say, what could you can form a lead party? No, should it be a delegate system or card-bearing members of that political party? You know who can some to Kotwaba. Now, Supreme Court of Tenasino 5-2 majority decision. I'm say Ghana no, or more catch a political parties and say, it do was some Kotwaba, and some card-bearing members in good standing. Card-bearing members in good standing and a tour about 8 million paying for. Hey, Assam na bay. Assam and Abbey. Now I want to take you back into archives. Let's go back into history. Now, if you look at the New Patriotic Party, the New Patriotic Party went through a democratic dispensation in 1991, prior to 1992 elections. And to Mom Kokotuaba in 1991 was around 1,900 in a Kokotuaba. In 1996, before 1996, delegates only 1,996 in a quarter. And a friend J. Kofo more echo stand. Now, if you look at 2000, close to 2000 elections, Nipa 1,998 in a quarter. Where? Way, the delegate system. But the delegate system, and I want to tell you, when the NPP for Koya, sir, Akufo-Addo, and Alan, I will go in 2007. And now who say, among folks that beside delegate system, no, it is an avenue to get money. It is an avenue to make sure so Kenya no mama who told say tam. So you see people fighting to become delegates. People fighting to become delegates. And when they say, oh, forms Niki Toby, Ahmache 3, ya to abanawi, ebisu ejoso. Ahmache 2 AM, ni ya to abayi delegates. Bant madie obijina was so ojo, omo 2 or more from 2. Was so ojo so aboko baye less than 5 minutes to abanawi. So these are the kind of things that na ekoso. And people were not happy about this kind of system na ekoso. In 2010, the NPP expanded the electoral college by saying, say, over 110,000 people should vote. The reason why I'm going to say they wanted to make to discourage people from pushing in more resources to become leaders of the party. And the answer is the president. Then he put 110,000 about Manua. Want me satisfy 110,000? It's can't to me. And I'm quite away to a test Angusiaga. And I'm to so kakra. Now what the MPP for Kotoba in 2026, they are delegate for the presidential elections. Now 211,000. 211,000 in a Kotoba. Now, o pade ba ko a edi political parties nya pa is a delegate system. Ade ba ko edi political parties in opposition no is a delegate system. And let me break it down for you. Now, after the new patriotic party, you are about in 2024, and they lost emphatically. Omo lusu money year time over 1.7 million votes gap. No, the new patriotic party set up a committee to make sure so they will go across 276 constituencies. They will go outside the jurisdiction of Ghana. I'm a man for sending mail in family or more diaspora. No, or more MPP for no, and they should look at the problems involving the new patriotic party co-opposition. And what say? Echo 276 constituencies. Eti a man for the omunkomo wie no. No say bo. Adeba ko obi eka ho asa is a delegate system of the new patriotic party. Kwan am fa so mu delegates. And kwan delegates for fa so to aba no. And the way they are even able to show off by the kind of goodies and liquidity that they get from candidates, no, people have problem with it. And let me break it down for you. Me there be a baby ba come there case study. Eyo for ikrum. Or for ikrum constituency no. That day they were doing their voting, I was there. Obia women in neutral bia, our year delegate biano, one coffee 1 year scrap, we around 13,000 to 14,000. Kasa make a chono 13,000 to 14,000. For the tour, ye che TV nyamai, ye che motorbikes, ye che fridge, washing machine, sewing machine, and one ma ye che just to buy vote no. We have no idea. And they me Franko. Me delegate no. Se me hu sa de poku e delegate me na tifie. No ba na also fridge, tabletop fridge. Aka chem to nya 10,000 Ghana cedis. Just because okoto ababa ko ekoyi a parliamentary candidate or a presidential candidate, and these are the kind of goodies that nipa ni nya dia. Edu wa mwanka sa monkoto aba. That was one of the findings. Over a friend, Michael Quay, the committee, they were even talking about it. They were saying that the delegate system is a problem for the new patriotic party. Now, no, Mitier, Nanabi, was say, if you look at the delegate system now, say, we see, a bad day because Europa crown a passing and man find yet, where would the bay yajuma? Europa, you didn't find yajuma, and just away won't mean find yajuma, would be yajuma. Always, individuals want to be more popular than the party. Individuals, they want to control the affairs of the party. None wonder. Album pa MPP for you. They were even manipulating the album. Album mo you know. Album mo ye. I didn't move co-opposition in Sanoma normal way. Delegate system. A creative problem. They are party no. Over 2 million NPP people didn't vote because of our party. More time. Kwa mo fast some leaders. Time. And no people recommendation you saying yaka, but still the NPP were doing a direct opposite of what they were saying. Say parties then bria. And I'm taking you back. NDC 1992-96 or moment to about. And no one was a peja JJ Rollins in sa. Na JJ ko no we. Na be sharing so. If you look at JJ Rollins, no bien him say, anya there was going to be an open contest was wedru. John Evans Atamos, and Gusitano. Let's not forget, at that material moment, Open Nipa Bakwa, they seem to be a strong cadre. Nipa Bakwa, he was a special assistant for JJ Rollins. On JJ Rollins, and in part here, it was Gusitano. Sana no Bieka. So Gusitano, I'm a man for Christ, or Nini JJ. JJ even have to issue a disclaimer and say, Nini Sanu Manina. Omoko PMO, Swedruno. A Korea say, there was a popular acclamation. A pejo papa ba konsa. Tiswelo declaration here the man ran defend John Evans Atamos. So the NDC, after say 2000 elections, omanti man weno. Omo kwa koto aba around nipa be 1,440. Omo 2 year and John Evans Atamos win here. The NDC, Asema Supreme Court okay. The NDC wanted to implement it in 2015. Asema me kaniti. The NDC, they wanted to implement it in 2015, but they had a problem related to it. Are they wrong? Are there be all positives or negatives? But it depends on how you manage the negatives. In 2015, over 1 million card bearing members of the NDC eko John Dramani Mahama. As I make in 2015 over 1 million card bearing members of the NDC ko you right for John Dramani Mahama omo we no say hey and from so many ye hey ye can say all card bearing members be beto ba no bi no enkofo bi kro wa so munya NDC for ye o ma say party no o ma say party no endo mani bo mo so no no mo say some people are munya NDC for be wura abonum aye so munya NDC for a create problem. So proud to the another elections and anyway anymore. They have to revert to the old system. The old system. Where as some Supreme Court can parties need but it's going to help them. If you go to some jurisdictions, parties need a well resource or muska. Do you know why? Because of their roadmap, rules and regulations attached to being a card-bearing member of a party. That's what making it here. Not just a card-bearing member, but a card-bearing member in good standing. And then, you have say be a minia marking or hemi. See, I'm going to say be a near depo coco pelum. I am going to say by a bit is actually Wura Bank. Nasi a qua, or mudi a passbook now. They will glance through our passbook and see the consistency aspect. Quite a fast one, two susu. Is it an active account? Is it a dormant account? Now, activeness, no crime, Tony, and to the new patriotic party and the NDC, they can get a lot of resources. Where? As well, I mean, can't party for no. I as a party, no, the executive wants to always control the party. I never go have MPP for no crab back. So there be more power. The president and in call for no, they want to hijack the party. They want to take certain decisions for the party. And it's a one-year party. Financially, we are strong. All the time, we'll run to the presidency. We'll go to the chief of staff for help. They will determine how to run the party for you. As what make a mountain year. It's a party need them. Now party financially stronger. The party can take any decisions, concrete decisions to help the party. They can say help to the presidency. We are president not be able to position didn't mean kasana. We are president, I am man chame pesca. We want to push you and we have to make sure say you over yet man am a party no man me akonkan. But anytime they're in power, the executive always want to push the party. Running of government, they also want to run the party. So, if you look at the NPP, in 2017 versus 2024, Akufo-Addo was not just a president. Akufo-Addo was also another leader who was pushing the NPP. Obakaya, the general secretary of the NPP, catch almost say they have to do reshuffle and we have problem with him. Big men of the party will have issues with big men in government. They will go to them. La sula ye peska kwa election ye peska kwa munko chief of staff munko ko huwe they tosu mienu political parties e wo kroma da bia sikasere nko sikasere adepoku ya big man e wo NDC or a businessman ye nkonko pe 3 million enti e ba na corruption ba no ye ba power na ba bia ho de no ye de man so won teneka ba bia ho de no na de man so won teneka ba sa mu good system and party no money abre ade wey ebema ahu the right database of the party membership right database akwese kumasa sante kodeko da bia they are boasting over 10 million supporters omo bia for bu sense so omo nye kora no omo nu 1 million aso make it see am funny say these two political parties omo say all card bearing members month bia you be 50 Ghana cedis every month. Na bi catch him say 2 Ghana cedis. Me re kora ho ye boso me bia 2 Ghana. 2 Ghana cedis, 1 cedi mienu. But some nia break. Some person mo boma party ni kon kan ya. Mo pa masa party na nya force abra be join you. Obi am force obi o. If you want to be a card bearing member in good standing, every blessed man you give 50 Ghana cedis. Udi for tra, won't mean standing for any position. Udi for tra, this is the kind of punishment that we will give you. Udi for tuna se kwa to ba untimi to be And you know, a members every blazer man 50 Ghana cedis. Multiply 50 Ghana cedis by 2 million supporters of the MPP. 50 Ghana cedis by the 2 million supporters of the NDC ASA. Every blessed week a month too. Let's look at the kind of revenue, the kind of resources that you are going to generate. By way, Omakai, what do you have to come out of? Say the people be more influential than the party. Near Babo Monchabes Riska. Near Gas any power or one say money the president. Sani power the man need partner. San no more pay. That always the one the individuals will be bigger than the party. Individuals, no, they want them to be bigger than the party. But Asima Supreme Court can anchor is the best. It's the best for both the NPP and the NDC. Anke beti me abom biati me akon kama party ma phone into apadi afra. E ma mu nkofo me dormant. Ma mu nkofo me active. E ma mu nkofo me active in good standing. And they be met my year ebia gold, platinum, silver, D&D. No ma say. Okay, platinum be 50 Ghana. Silver be 20 Ghana. We be munya de be mama munyeska. Go to South Africa. Go and see the ANC party. Go to other jurisdictions. How they are able to mobilize money. These are the kind of people, they even put their presidency and make sure as a president, they'll keep him on his toes. Well, that be almost says this kind of president. Okay, so I don't perceive me idea and moon into them first come. A typical example of what has happened. And the Kufa no be brave, we see. And the Kufado no be brave. A Kufado was a separate entity from the party. Omo pe bibia akọ party na akọ amne mo a just omo kwa kwele la sula la akọ pacho or the mom of the conditions be attach say party ni wa ahoden a party ni e ebo ejane na so a who is the president for them? Do I say the president ni e bo ma minor for so, but in terms of party structure, restructuring of party, they will not go to him. Omo nko pa him fan free ho ba Asema Supreme Court akan wo de eti kroma yetia said you pass Europa around 2010, 2011, 2012. Best Europa and me, Jumano. Obehu. They are tosumienu. Ebema said the amount for they'll bring out competent people to lead the party. Competent people, credible people to lead the party. Ebema says Sikatia Basa Tantantino, a Trobecha. Obesi, I say, yeah, Kona ya kwani akwa boni pakuo bia no na mo bia 10,000 5,000 na nipa no o riska no a instead of the person to come out and say so run a bit my year adwuma da bi and abete fans akese hey obi dum bie na nani hwanke ya wu ni ya to abade ama ya wa omonyu maku bi aba o ya owura beba o ya owura beba ye o ya owura beba ene de ade a eno na so mfa so ne den. Look for competent people to lead the party. And Mr. Where they don't know how the parties are because Supreme Court and fast structure be ama. Kwa amba first one ma running party, ma party net ma fall into anyone from ma. And only your momo party for one sem. Sit down, think outside the box. Make sure say you want the party to be stronger and stronger and stronger. And yet there be an business man kwa say ska. No more so no more namomo enko for what say left center right center left no more ko jiska dia feel mo da bia amko akojemwa da bia amko akojemwa who buy am wait my year money year okro matmenyeska always is a problem and mesre who ye delegate nasa wo hweme a e bia sika abagia na wagene na adan e bia nyankopon ya ma abagi bi on the 15th of August who ye delegate abagi bi who ye MPP for the na make on the 15th of August. On September, the national executive elections and also by Jody, I want the NPP and the NDC to implement what the Supreme Court has said. I want them to implement it. Except parties ni nya hoden. Party ni sika sam ye. Me so ma be positions are. Go and listen to more national positions no. Fantastic people. They have brains. Come first a party benyeska and so bedruwa for them to implement it is another problem. I don't know if they are outside jai ye bebe say omnyaba power so bia na de na sesa. So the Supreme Court wakasa. The Supreme Court akano yemfa nya adwuma. We are going for a short commercial break. Yeba ye beto aso. Dimi ko pimo location bi tam ba bedu na braba so management decided said that be yam pause kakra na fe World Cup no
related cases. Ghanaians are tired. They can't have it anymore. We must be seen to be acting on corruption and not protecting our own. That has been the trend with this government since it assumed office. It filed nolle prosequi in cases in respect of cases which members of the NDC were standing trial. And now it is playing games with the conviction and the sentencing of Sedinam Tamaklo. Indeed, by preventing her from serving the prison term for the 15 days that she has been in Ghana, government has interfered with a lawful order of a court of competent jurisdiction, and that is contempt of court. And the government will only do that because Madam Sedinam Tamaklo is one of its own. And that has been the trend. That said, we want to state that we are going to keep an eye on the matter. We are going to keep an eye on the matter. The trend cannot be that anytime an NDC member falls foul of the law, the person is protected and the person is prevented from or secured from facing the law. We are keeping an eye on the matter. And that she has been given assurances. Another assurance she has been given is we can categorically state that until yesterday, the 24th of June, Madam Sedina Tamaklo was not in prison custody. And so from the 9th of June when she arrived to the 24th of June yesterday, she was not in prison custody. That is a matter of record. Again, she was only sent to prison custody, as I said, on the 24th of June, 15 clear days. And that was why the Minister for Interior could confidently come out yesterday. And so if you observe, following her return, the communication was by the Minister for Communication. And that had a lot of controversy. And that media kept pressing. And yesterday, when she was admitted into prison custody, that was when the minister.
All right, so this is the minority talking. Now the minority are raising concerns about issues about Sedinam Tamaklo. Me lawyer ni. You can either like me or hate me on this particular matter. I want to be blunt. I want to be explicit on this. Feresofosu kwacha ankano kranchire. Feresofosu kwache wankano kranchire. The NDC, they were hiding something. They were hiding something. Me say, minim say Victor Solomon kodem. Minim dia buga pele koda prison. Prison omo koda enya it was known to the ordinary Ghanaian. Be on the no be anim. Now the Minister for Information, official mouthpiece for government, he decided to say Sedinam Tamaklo prison ben and order was only prison for PR. Was only prison for PR. And from the 9th of June or by this woman no need prison. Or here for 15 days. Now when pressure started mounting, say Ebano, and he said he didn't quite prison. Ghana ni ne ko wia body a. Akwabi ne ko first kabia. Na say ni ko prison. Oba ka say man house arrest. Yam fam ma no. Ti da bia me come say Ghana no, the politicians they will always play with our conscience and intelligence. When John Mama was in opposition, nipa ba kwa ya mwa no Ghana ha e abna sisiri adapa. Time na ni bredi ni asam ko pie mo court e ka se ni sika ira. Ghanaian says sanitation sika no wawian wadi. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo write official letter to her. My minister so won't me nyagwen do resign no. Akufo-Addo say I know you better. Me so won't me nya saade no. Ghanaians went after Akufo-Addo. They say Akufo-Addo was trying to be a cunning agent. He's jumping before the gun. Assembly court of competent jurisdiction. The special prosecutor say who prima facie case who locus on to the court. And at that time, go and listen to the comments. And this is for Kafo Ran did another.
Work of the committee was not technically speaking the work of a commission of inquiry pursuant to chapter 23 of the Constitution of the Republic. If that were the case, government would have had a constitutional obligation to either publish the report of the commission of inquiry together with a white paper or give reasons why it would not publish the report of the commission or committee of inquiry. The position of government in respect of the recommendations of the committee is formulated in three ways. One, either we are accepting, that is, government is accepting, or two, it is accepting in principle subject to modification, or three, it is rejecting outright the recommendation of the committee. Where government accepts the recommendation of the committee in principle, that is subject to modification, we provide reasons why we seek to modify the recommendations. Reasons are also accorded where government does not accept the recommendations of the committee. In formulating the position on the final recommendations of the committee, government examined each recommendation against the relevant provisions of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana to assess the nature, scope, and implications of the proposed amendment. Each recommendation was then subjected to rigorous constitutional and legal analysis, including whether it touched on entrenched or non-entrenched provisions of the Constitution, and whether its underlying objective could be achieved through other legislative or administrative means. When I submitted a draft position paper to Cabinet, extensive deliberations were held and each recommendation was interrogated, weighed against the practical experiences of our country, and refined before Cabinet granted approval to this position paper. We have also accepted that the presidential election be held on a day in the first week of November, as the Electoral Commission may specify by constitutional instrument. A fixed period gives certainty to the electoral calendar. It allows the Commission, the parties, and observers to plan, and it ensures an adequate interval between the election and the inauguration of the incoming president on January 7th. Government has accepted the proposal to cap the number of ministers, but instead of 57, as the committee recommended, government is proposing that it should be capped at 60. So it will be put into the Constitution that the number of ministers that any president elected by the sovereign people of this country can appoint will be only 60. The government has accepted that the size of parliament be capped, and we propose a ceiling of 300 members. Now the current membership of parliament is 276. So of these, the 276 will be elected directly in constituency elections like we already have. The remaining 24 will be elected or selected through proportional representation among women, persons with disabilities, and the youth. Capping parliament saves costs. The government supports capping the Supreme Court's membership. Currently, the committee recommended a cap of 15 justices. The government proposes 19. That is the Chief Justice and 18 justices of the Supreme Court.
This is the Attorney General Okasa. A man for and so on. We a constitutional review committee after some deliberations, engagements in a year, and I'm cost committee. And I'm cost committee, Uti the Attorney General so on the bar. Ebi a pass a bit my debate to it may be crafting, be so quite my Casagini in the tomb, be so quite my bonina cry to ago. And Uti na all cana. Now after a deliberation, maybe on a binding paying for it matter transit komo and utenin some all can be wa omujitum. Now adeba komo can say yankopon ya adoma. If you look at elections across Ghana nyina aya on the 7th of December. December no mom near to abano. Tia to abano we are then they have 1 month to do transition. Then on the 7th of January 2017, the president takes over, new government takes over. What said the worker say it brings a certain kind of pressure. And as I am Franko PM our first week of November. From where I said a loud double. If you go to US of L, I'm not talking about somewhere in November. I'm not 2 years. They have ample time. So I'm making me trust enough for me to do among common. Not all handing over works. No, I say, cost to be at me. And you know, maybe a clear bar, maybe on the 7th of November. I don't know the actual day or date or time they are going. And no, you now I see a trouble in November near to a bad. And then man paying for not crime or muti me be saying, commoding, and who be a loopholes, new portals where I see it me free beer, and maybe be at me conkai. For that one, I perfectly agree with it. Now, almost like Bako I'm kind of say. If you look at the Chief Justice, ne term no, about one but they are going to give him 10 years. Adain, Ewamame dodo. 10 years. Adain, Ewamame. Madiem said no, they have to sit down or they have to reconsider it. See, there be a mekan. Say, be 5 years. Now 5 years, subjects for renewal. It's okay. And the emphasis say, be a baby. Now say a new 5 years, you cannot tie the person. Agreed, no problem related to it. Across the office of the special prosecutor. Office of the special prosecutor is 7 years. And the bar is not easy for you to offload the person from the office. Whether so your party, so on your party, the young say, or Temarana sitting the oye. He doesn't look at political colors, doesn't bring sentiments and emotions into the matter and try to push forward. And master. I want to see at some point for me when ye. Now make sure say no matter me a now who tell you almost say they are going to cap the MPs to 300. 300 never know can say you're 276 member of parliament. 276. Me no more yeah say they should be capped. Say 300 at 300. Yeah maybe a constituency for be. Yeah, maybe for Bia. Me jitum say, say Juma constituency be at me born more to me con kind here. But if you look at square first wa, no be a question biachi, no be a question there be MP Mimsa or Konyaska, we say a quack be a constituency or any parco derby. Young man say, yet they are more minor. These are the kind of things that we should think about. And you see, the more you be more constituencies and your car or kappa nebra or minor. So first, and be 100 MPs. I call 120. Government have to expand the budget. 150, no expand it. 300, no expand it. 350, no expand it. 3 adding. It should be capped. And the whole, me no more yarding. Now the number of ministers. And what did your papa? Baby Bakwa, there be a abandoning quote. And this one, let me give John Mama a standing ovation about this. His Excellency John Dramani Mama, when he was doing his campaign, he told the ordinary Ghanaians or nobody be president. He is going to make sure that the maximum member and ministers will be 60. Because I know that this is the second time of John Mama, the last time. And as I said, there are some people he wants to please. And every uncle for me or more positions. But your mama's sister, today we are looking at a range of 57, 58. If you look at the Minister for Defense or Yanko Porton inside the friend, on replacing Broja Jamfi Honorable is the Deputy Defense Minister and acting the capacity. Do say be already doing at force, at force oversight responsibility in the Ato Force is a finance minister. And to where Ato Force is a Juma so. And to run the Broja Jamfi be Yajuman. Ministers need the in opposition. I could follow by Yan or Bob making sure say mini MPs no but ministers about the theater. So you need bounce no for the number 120, 125. And I could for it near 2 deputy ministers. 2 deputy 3 deputy ministers. na job for the boys dabi me no mo ya adwen the maximum should be 60 and one no and one no ho me no mo ya adwen baabi ba kwa me no mo ya adwen so ne say omo ka che Ghana for nya say every 35 years e ko no wo won kwa that me standing for president go to other jurisdictions and go and check young guys the way they are transforming the economy, the way they are transforming their country, you have no idea. And this uncle for them, let's give them an opportunity.